Hi. So, yesterday or the day before that, something like that. Anyway, we started building this treehouse. And the reason why we started building a treehouse because we were building one on my sister's file, and I was like, you know what? That seems like a great thing to do. So, so that's what I came up with. And oh, wait a minute. I think we need more trees up there. Oh yeah, we need trees. So I decided that that door was too dark, but that door is really too light. We'll have to figure it out. Oops, a minute. So yesterday, I was really happy because we finally found something I can eat for breakfast that doesn't upset my stomach. Um, we found granola. I don't know if that's what I'm going to have for breakfast this morning, but um, I was excited. Um, so I finally got back to chapter 38 on my story. So then now I can just, finish the story and it should be all good. And I've got 2 pages done already, which is really cool. Um, it's it's like a 6-page chapter that I'm working on right now. Oh, it's really hard telling people what is going to happen in the story when you don't want to tell too much. Or, I mean, what's happening in the story at the point that you're working on when you don't want to tell too much. Um, so I'm also listening to The Outsiders. Um, had to turn it down. And, I tried turning it up, and then I was like, no, you might be able to hear that. So, I had to turn it back down again. But, for any of you who have read The Outsiders, oh, yeah, I didn't say I was, okay, listening to the audiobook, The Outsiders. Um, yes, and for some of you, uh, The Outsiders is an audiobook because it's a book, not just a Patrick Swayze movie that happens to have a young Tom Cruise and C. Thomas Howell and Emilio Estevez. I'm sorry, I can't think of anybody else's name, but But yeah. You know, there's only one problem with the people that they chose to be in that movie. You know, they say that um 2-Bit is like tall and lanky. Nobody in that movie was tall and lanky. Well, maybe a Sosha or two, but nobody was tall and lanky. So how's that work? Anyway, if we can get these trees to grow, it'll look better. It still won't look perfect, but it'll look better. Well, that ain't working, is it? Isn't working. No, so I was pretty happy because I got back up to the spot where I should have been able to work the whole time, but something got messed up, so 4 of the chapters didn't weren't on the computer anymore. I don't know what happened. It might have been something in going from our original internet to the new internet. I don't know. I don't know why that would have messed something up, but the program I'm using to turn it into an audio is internet. Uh, it uses the internet. So I still haven't decided how I want to do this house. So I'm confused though because in school we were told that S.E. Hinton was 15 when she wrote The Outsiders. And I'd like to find that teacher, whichever one it was, and tell them S.E. Hinton says 16 on her audio. But I don't even know if that teacher's still alive. I think it was Mrs. Dickerson. And I thought it was very interesting because she was not a tall person. Actually, I'm 5'1.5", and she was even shorter than me. I thought that was, wow. It almost feels like Professor Flitwick on Harry Potter teaching everybody. If they would have been like, bad little students, they could have put him in the garbage can. But I'm glad they didn't. I was kind of thinking that on the corners we could grow more trees. The corners of the house. Well, where the windows go too. But I don't know if that's going to work. So, anyway, The part of the story that we're at right now, I'm going to try to tell as much of this as I can without giving away the whole thing, so you don't want to read it. But Sean and Jesse went exploring, and then they got captured by somebody. Well, somebody has a bed, and they get tied to the bed. It's a one of those 4-post beds, and it's one of those 4-post beds, and Ashley and Chantel get tied to it too. Ashley's across from Sean, and Chantel's across from Jesse. The girls are at the head of the bed, and the guys are at the foot of the bed. And they are arguing with the somebody. And the guys have gotten whipped by the somebody. And I think Sean was about to get it again. Pretty sure Sean was about to get it again. Okay, let's go outside here. The idea is to have, trees all around, so it almost looks like, it almost looks like we went and built the house around the inside of the tree and added house. It's not quite working, but it looks nice. Now, the only problem is that usually I put 4 in the middle, and then, so 1, 2, and that would be a wall, and then 1, 2, and that would be a wall. That's a pretty big room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a pretty big room. So maybe, yeah, that looks good. And then, but it will probably be, oh, I did forget about that. Okay, so somehow I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll try at first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close enough. So the whole reason why we built this is because my sister is writing books too, and one of the highlights in her book is the fact that a girl neighbor and a boy neighbor have a tree house. It was built for both their families, and okay, and so if you have a tree house in your story, you gotta have a tree house. Well, we built the tree house, and it actually looks really good. I took my... Okay, so somebody built a circle house in Minecraft, and I can't remember who right now. I will try to get that information in Monday's stream, because really, technically, I shouldn't be doing this today, but I was like so excited. I want to work on this today. We did, okay, so we did Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy earlier, and the title ended up being one of the longest I've ever come up with, because, you know, I go and take the Wheel of Fortune last puzzle and put it together with the Jeopardy last answer, and that's what my title is. So in doing that, we ended up with the Boss Baby Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Which actually, you know, ended up pretty good as a title. Maybe people watch it and I'll be pretty happy about it. I don't know what to do. Oh. You know, usually I have an idea of, you know, what I want to do for furniture and stuff. But I don't have the furniture add-on because I'm not entirely sure how to do that after you've already started the world. I've done it. You know, I did that with Disneyland file and with my other one. I just don't remember how to do it. So, if any of you are watching and can remind me how to put it on there, I would really appreciate it. Speaking of that, because I'm going to end this soon, I think I'm just going to put up the walls and then give up for now. Anyway, if any of you are, no. Yeah, okay, wait a minute. If any of you can, are able to do so, please check out my books on Amazon. If you don't have internet at home for some reason, but you're able to watch my stream, you can always go to your local library. They usually have internet. And it might be safer because, you know, then you're not, risking that, you know, your computer's going to get hacked. And although I have never heard of Amazon getting hacked, but I may live a little bit of a sheltered life, so. And if you're worried about your credit card or debit card getting hacked, you can always go to a place like Walmart and get a prepaid debit card or a prepaid debit card. So you can shop and not have to worry about it. But anyway, I would very much appreciate it if you would all look at my books, preferably buy some. I'm trying to, with my books, I'm trying to raise money so I can do some great things like help out with the bills around the house. But I'm also trying to, you know, cancer research, make sure there's good food in food banks. Because a lot of the time... Oh, I'm betting that one of these, it should be the living room or something, and yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Um, anyway, yeah, see, that looks like a tree house. If I could get the ones on the ends to actually grow, then that would be great. Actually, what I should have done is like take the um the roof part and only put it where, the trunk is. And just so you know, my sister's tree trunk is not solid. Mine is. Anyway, so, I can't do anything without money, but also, it might be nice to be able to save up, $20,000 or whatever and get in with a different publishing company because I don't think I don't know if it's I'm gonna have to wait until my husband gets home today and see if he can help me figure it out. But you know, all the countries except for one take PayPal, and I'm gonna have to oh look, isn't that awesome? Anyway, um all all the all the countries except for one took PayPal. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do with that last one, but I've only had sales from America so far, as far as I know. Um, and I know all of them except for one. Because my brother-in-law bought two of the books from my sister, and I've bought at least three with, like we have a program at the moment that is paying us to just use our phone. The kind of scary thing is that they're like allowed to monitor everything we do on the phone. But they said they weren't going to sell information, so I'm willing to try it. But that one's not going to last forever because it's only supposed to go up to $540. But still, it was enough to buy my books, and so as soon as I buy the other two, as soon as I can buy the other two, I should be able to as soon as I buy the other two, I should be able to make a pretty good uh, advertisement for my books. I'm not very good at that. It's not, it's, like I know a whole bunch of great scenes in my book, but a whole bunch of great scenes in my book are like the thing that would give away the whole plot. Okay, this isn't working. I don't like that door. I mean, I do like that door. I just don't like that for this build. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I gotta go get one more thing. We'll go past our red, white, and blue beacons. That's for the 4th of July display. See, that was my original idea for the circle house. Is that we turn it into castle turrets. Towers. Because I think the turret is like, that tall, skinny part with the, the tall, skinny part. And, when you're looking at the Disneyland castle, I think it's the tall, skinny parts that come up. And I don't actually know what a turret is, but but it sounds like it might be that tall, skinny part, and then it's got like the blue hat part, and okay, what was I looking for? Oh, I know what I'm looking for. I am looking for this. Okay, so that can go there, and that can go there, and that can go there, and this can go there. There we go. Oh wait, let's do it again. Okay, so literally we have one of these circle house things, so it can be the tower on every single floor. I mean, on every single corner. And then, oh, now I see it. Oh, I love that. I'll just leave it. Anyway, we got one of those on every single corner. And it goes 500 across. Oh, I meant to go down. Yeah, I meant to go down. So we're gonna go down and then come back. Just because we can. Okay, so technically we have light blocks down here. And then we've got the lanterns up there. But the light blocks are there, so it makes the lanterns look like they're even more bright than they are. And my sister's not a patient person, so I think one of these doesn't have anything. Yeah, that one. Yeah, my son's trying to come up with a door thing. I don't think it was working very well. But anyway, oh yeah, and each corner has a different color light. I mean, beacon. So there's going to be a castle. But it's going to be long and skinny instead of like square, like, you see most castles in movies. But I've seen a lot of castles or castle looking things in a lot of movies and stuff, and they're not all the same. So I'm going to make it the way I'm going to make it, and that's going to be it. Wait a minute. What? Oh, yeah. See, that's the drawbridge. And there's water. The moat. Right across from Super Mario Brothers, so it seems appropriate. See, that one's pink. This one's blue. Um, we'll find out. Unless somebody messed it up. Okay. Orange. We're going to have to go back to blue so we can figure out how to get back over to the treehouse, but yeah. And purple. Purple because it's my one of my favorite colors. So purple and pink. Like a nice hot pink. And black are my favorite colors. Sometimes black isn't my favorite color because I'm like, can't I wear something else? You know, because I bought a lot of black for a while. And then I'm like, can't I wear something else? And there's like nothing else. So anyway, as soon as I figured out how to make this tower thing here, me and my sister started making a castle. And then my son started cheating and using command blocks to finish it. You know, we were having fun, finishing it, and my sister was actually getting tired of it, but like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to finish it. So I haven't figured out where I want to put the bathroom and the treehouse is gonna have a bathroom. Basically, it's a house in a tree. Let me out. That was weird. Okay, there we go. So I think I will put a cute little... I did kind of want that. Like this is a spot where Sally and I would be sitting there going, the sun was not sunny, it was too wet to play. Something about that cold, wet day. It's a quote from The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss, who I hear is not alive anymore. But I'm sure that somebody will keep writing Dr. Seuss books. Kind of like Nancy Drew. Like Caroline Keene was writing the Nancy Drew books, and then she like wrote the first 2 or 3 or so, and then, or was it 8? I don't know. Anyway, she wrote a certain number of them, and then I think it was her daughters were writing the other ones. This is bugging me a little bit, so I'm going to, until I come in here and actually, and then we can end the stream. The only problem is you can't go and, make the next row, because it'll do that. So we found out that my stomach does not like wheat. And so we figured out that my husband's going to have to eat the flour tortillas that we bought because I can't eat them. I'm kind of upset about that because that means, every time I do eat those, it's going to be 2 corn tortillas, which don't taste that great unless you like cook them in the the cooker, or it didn't even help to put them in the microwave. It still tastes like a corn tortilla, but I actually don't mind the taste anymore. I used to not like it at all. There. And then you go and it's all nice and bright in here, but you can't tell where the light source is coming from. Okay, so on The Outsiders, they're talking about going to get something to eat, and I haven't had, I haven't. Okay, so I can't say I haven't had breakfast because I have my granola bar, but I pretty much didn't have much food today. So there you go. Nice and bright. Kinda. Oops. It's really cool because we just discovered that I can eat a Dairy Queen. Um, so it's 3 restaurants in the whole entire city that I can eat at. That isn't the food court at Costco, because I can eat the hot dogs. Can't eat much else. Because, salad comes with croutons, which you can't eat because they're made out of wheat. And then, and the chicken wrap, that is so good. But my stomach doesn't like cheese, so but it's so good. So, like, I can go and put these in here if I want, and then when I want to go and put other stuff in there, like, a bed, if I can get that out on, a toilet, stuff like that. It'll just go right on top of it, and, as if I never placed the light block at all. It's pretty cool. Okay, so The Outsiders is one of my favorite books. It's not one of those that makes me feel warm and cozy, but I like the story. Especially when it's read by Jim Fife, I think his name is. It's like Fyfe. Anyway, um, anyway, that's the only way that I like uh listening to it is by that uh by that narrator. Yeah, that sounds right. Narrator. Um, it just doesn't sound right if it's anybody else. It's like trying to listen to Percy Jackson by somebody else. I like the guy that they got to read the Percy Jackson novels, and that's the only person I like. Or like, or like, um, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yes, it's actually called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's a book. Um, it's not called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's why Johnny Depp was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I think. They wanted to make it as much like the book as possible. But, they brought in that element of, ooh, I don't want to touch you. You're a people. It's like, okay. I don't like that part. That part's just creepy weird. See? Nice and bright in there. Yeah, nice and bright in there. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this treehouse, but maybe we'll figure it out on Monday. And over there is Wayne Enterprises. That's a TSMC build. So, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. I don't understand where one floor is and the other floor isn't, but, So, actually, the first floor was supposed to be shorter, but I made it taller. If I remember correctly. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay, so I screwed up a little bit, but other than that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. So that one's okay. And I think that one is, but the rest of them are just built like he built them. I always make it taller because I cannot stand to I cannot stand the roof being literally the next block up from your character's head. I can't do that. Maybe I'll take the pink out and make it a tree. I don't know. I think we need more leaves. So I was about to build the next thing over here, but we'll do that on Monday. I'm gonna um yeah, I'm gonna put myself right here. See, this is supposed to be, the lookout place, and you got lookout places all over. Like on Robin Hood Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner. And I think the lady who plays Maid Marian was Mary something, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, she would have been standing right here, and this is all grass in that scene, but watching them bring in her her handmaid and a bunch of Robin Hood's men and the children, you know, and and at that point in the movie, she was wearing the cross. I think it was. Anyway, we'll say the necklace that he was wearing around his neck at the time. I mean, at the time that he supposedly died, Robin Hood supposedly died, and the sheriff goes and says, "Don't you think this is inappropriate?" And she goes, "No more than your wedding present." And the wedding present is all those people. So yeah. Anyway, so I guess we can stand right here because that'll remind me that's what I wanted to do on Monday. So tomorrow will be Disneyland Day because it's Sunday. Today's Saturday. Today's Saturday, right? And oh, I can't get it to tell me it's Saturday without. Yeah, it's Saturday. Okay, today is Saturday the 19th of April the of 2025. I know I just read that really weird because I'm from America. We go month, day, year here, but anyway, so please buy my books on Amazon. Um, just type in Tina Rash Books, TinaRashBooks, and there's a whole bunch of programs out there where you can get free money and be able to buy these books. Like there's a great program called My Points, and it's really reliable, but you gotta kind of grind it. And then there's um well, there's the thing that we're doing right now, but like I said, it's only $540, so that's not gonna help much. But there's other programs out there like My Points where you can get points and get gift cards and have enough money to go on Amazon. That's how I got some of my books. Actually, that's how I got a lot of my books. Some of them we bought, but we bought outright with actual money. But a lot of them we were able to save up the points and then get a gift card for Amazon. So, anyway, it's a thought. I don't know what you would look up to find, all these different programs, but yeah, some of them even have it to where you can get Walmart gift cards. So like you can buy groceries and stuff. So anyway, my books are Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, The Island, and Adopted Coral. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. And if you are on Twitch right now watching me, I'm not sure. It says one person. Anyway, if you're on Twitch watching me right now, then please follow and chat. Haven't had anybody follow for 8 days, but I thought it was pretty cool. I can't seem to break 100. Please help me break 100. And I hope you're having a great day. Know that you are enough. You are important and you do matter. There's nothing you cannot solve or handle, even work in school. And that pesky manager who thinks that they're better than you because they're a manager and you're just that little cashier. Or at least in their head, you're that little cashier. I appreciate every single cashier because they got to put up with a lot of junk. Like, not to turn this around, so it's a story about me, but it's the only example I can think of right now. I had a customer come in and I put, say cereal boxes with cereal boxes and well, okay, so I put boxed goods with boxed goods and cans with cans, but I try not to make them too heavy. Like I'll put 5 cans in a bag. And that's it. Unless you ask me to put a little bit less because, you're not able to carry that much. I am totally willing to, to fix it the way that somebody wants it. But this one couple kept coming up to my line. They only did it 2 or 3 times. And they figured out that I was not going to be intimidated. Well, like the first time I walked over to my supervisor and I was crying. Very upset about that. Because they were just being rude. They were like, "You're doing it wrong." Well, the second time I'm like, "Yeah, you could back it yourself." I didn't say it any worse than the way I just said it. Like, you could bag it yourself. Because I was told I was allowed to yell back if it was something like that. But I didn't say it, and, I didn't say it rude or anything. I just said, you could bag it yourself. And she's basically like, no, that's what you're here for. And it's like, okay. So anyway, there will be customers like that if you're a cashier. But there'll also be a lot of people that are like, I saw what just happened and I am so sorry for you, and, try to make you feel better. And, that's what makes cashiering worth it. Seriously, I used to put, frozen stuff with frozen stuff, cans with cans, and not try to make it too heavy. I would have put the 1 liter bottles in 2 separate bags because, 2 in 1 bag is too heavy, especially since the bags are kind of weak. But anyway, so I'm always here ready to chat. I was ready to chat today and nobody was chatting with me. Kind of lonely. Anyway, I need to go upstairs, so I will and eat breakfast. So I will see you in the next stream or video. Oh, wait a minute.